Jeepers, don't sneak up on people like that. Don't you know this cave is haunted? Isn't this place just wowzer? I heard all the seals were broken, and I had to finally see what kind of ghosts are in here. I read books on these caves. All the books in the library, actually. But nothing makes history come alive more than really seeing the ghosts. Did you come here out of intellectual curiosity, too? Oh, Lord Nightshade. I've heard of him. Mean guy. He lives in that big tower down the way. Well, I say lives. He doesn't live. He's dead. He unlives in the tower. If you go fight him and survive, can you bring me a souvenir? Ooh, or ask him about the realms of the dead, like the underworld, or Nightside, or Tartarus. I'm super curious. I bet they're nice.
My! Coming along quite quickly, are we? Come see me when you have a chance.
We've made an upgrade to your spellbook, Wizard. You can now sort your treasure cards by school.
duel, you'd have no trouble securing those supplies. Now, a magical binding here, some weaving spells there, all done. I hope those robes serve you well, wizard. Good fortune on all your travels.
think to face me, wizard? Do you have any concept of what I am? No mere ghost lost in the ether. I am darkness! King of the dead, Lord of the night side, master of the things in the dark which float and scream. And now you have the honor of becoming one of my subjects.
You don't know how to open a magic chest? How tedious. You don't know.
Most chests are locked magically. To break the spell, you'll have to solve a puzzle.
If you can solve the puzzle, the chest will open and you will be given a reward. Is that everything? Good. Please don't bother me again.
I collected them as gifts. Gifts to the one who freed us. To the necromancer concealed safely in my domain. In the night side, where no mortal thing can see him.
The original practitioners of death magic were shunned by their societies, written off and punished as plague carriers and spirit thieves. And it's true that many of ill intent found a school with such spooky spells thematically amenable. The worst such group was the cult of the Corrosive Chorus, a sect from ancient Azteca who loathed the song of creation and sought to unwrite it. They traveled across nascent skyways, summoning banshees and spectral skulls to scream a discordant melody that could unmake worlds. Some believe Bartleby himself intervened to stop them, cursing the death cult with eternal life, sealed forever in a soundproof prison.
Wowzer! Oh, you survived! Or did you? You two seem solid and opaque, but it might just be the lighting. Nightside, the underplane that sits between the realms of life and death, which can't be seen by mortal eyes. Or do you mean a different Nightside? No, that's the one you mean. Yeah, I've read about it. All about it. It's a real physical place somewhere. You just can't see it. Ghosts can, so you'd need ghost eyes. Oh, or the fiery gaze of something possessed by spectral energy, like those field guards. Defeat field guards and get their pumpkin heads. Then I can do a thing and reveal Nightside. Wowzer, you did a great job! These pumpkin heads are perfect! Unfortunately, I can't do the thing. I thought I could. I read all about it while you were gone, but I can't. I can do stuff, but what you need is a thing. Headmaster Ambrose knows about things. All things. You should ask him for help.
Wizard, I'm afraid Bartleby's mind remains jumbled. I don't think he can help us. Have you had any luck with foul gaze? What's that you say? You need me to do a thing. Oh my, young people these days are terribly imprecise. Ah, you believe Malistaire is hiding in Nightside? That explains much. It would conceal him from all but Bartleby, thus the theft of his eye. But I see your plan. I can enchant these ghostly pumpkins to transfer their vision into yours, allowing you to see that which dead things see. At least for a short time. It'll take but a moment, and... there. It is done. Go now, follow your instincts, find the hidden path to Nightside.
Seeking the school of death magic. You have found it, and much more. The Death School and I once sat above in the Ravenwood under the shade of the grandfather tree. But in his rage and sorrow, Malistaire stole us. He feigned an explosion and shifted the very land upon which the school sits here to the night side. From this haven, he conducts his research into what I do not know. All I could do was sit and wait for Bartleby to see us and send help. His eye of history was stolen? No. Malistaire must have done this. He is in the school now. You must fix what he has broken.
Master, what about this book? The Order of the Fang was born of, some word that starts with K.
Give me that. Crocotopia, you dunce! And I knew that already. I've been scouring the place for ages. I came back here to find where in Oh, I see. Yes, this book does indeed have the answer I seek. So you're too late, wizard. Yes, I remember you. You fought my minions, thwarted all my diversions, but it doesn't matter. I've already won.
That was very dramatic. It's just a book. Hello there. I'm Dworgen, caretaker of the Death School. What's your name? Did you know the Death School moved to Nightside? That's an odd name. Oh, I get it. I thought it was darker than usual outside. Haven't gotten out much. And my master started bringing me books to study. Oh, and an orb that he said could show us all of history. I have history. No, don't have any. I have new dyes, though, if you want some. Still crunchy, too. Anyway, my master couldn't get the orb to work. So he traded it for more books. We've read everything to find the Order of the Fang. Turns out they're on Crocotopia. In a great... something that begins with S. You should probably tell the headmaster the Death School moved. Don't want the students to miss class.
School of Death. Death is finality, the study of the corporeal. Practitioners of the death art, known as necromancers, understand this limitation and strive to face it unafraid. Death's power comes from the removing of order from the universe at large. Withdrawing the power of order and allowing chaos to return instills necromancers to bend magic to their will. Necromancers draw on the power of courage to channel their own fears out of themselves and at their adversaries. Death sits between ice and storm, for the cold energy of undeath draws on those two forces. Onyx is the gemstone of Death School, while black and white are the school colors.
Some good news, Wizard. The guards are reporting progress in pushing out the remaining undead, thanks to you. Now tell me, did you find Nightside? What? Oh my, this is indeed distressing news. But at least we know what happened to the Death School and poor Dworgen. I'll manage shoring up our passage to Nightside so we can resume proper death classes. But we must still contend with Malistaire. We know he seeks the Order of the Fang, a mysterious sect of wizards from Crocotopia, but we don't know why. With Bartleby's eye missing, we must rely on old-fashioned methods to find out. I need you to follow Malistaire's trail to Crocotopia. Take these 2 spiral keys. They will grant access to the world door inside Bartleby. Even in his current state, he can guide you from there. I have a very important task for you today, young wizard. Your studies will have to wait. You've done such a great job elsewhere. I could use your magic on Colossus Boulevard. I had to lock the gate because the street had become too dangerous. Professor Greyrose summoned an army to run out the ghosts. Something must have gone very wrong with her spell. The gate guard, Private O'Doyle, can tell you more. Please find him in the shopping district and see if he needs help.
Thank goodness the headmaster sent a wizard to aid us. We could really use your help. Strange creatures have taken over Colossus Boulevard. We don't know where they came from, but they eat everything in sight. We call them goblins. I admire you wizards. My niece studies ice magic at Ravenwood, but I'm worried about her. She said she was doing some school project on Colossus Boulevard, but I don't know why she has to do it now. Would you go speak to her and see if she needs any help? Her name is Mindy Pixiecrown.
Beware, young wizard. The street you now have access to contains battles which are handled a little differently. There can be more opponents at one time compared to the amount of players participating in the battle. Be very careful.
That's so sweet of my uncle to send you. I'm so glad you came too. I've been doing some ice research for Professor Greyrose, but I had to stop. I really need your help. This is horrible. First the gobblers showed up and started eating everything in sight, and then these evil snowmen. They're all over the place. We must get rid of them, but there are so many. Hey, I know. Why don't you defeat some of them and see if that will chase the rest away? Well, that didn't seem to make a dent in those gobblers at all. They're still eating the city. Go speak with Professor Greyrose. Maybe she will know what to do. I'll try to keep their damage to a minimum.
Oh dear, I was afraid of that. It was an accident. I didn't mean to summon those gobblers, and those evil snowmen aren't doing a thing to help. They're actually causing more trouble. The biggest problem with gobblers is that they're always hungry. Let's try brewing a potion to make them lose their appetite. The snowmen we'll deal with later. Here is a list of ingredients for the potion. Take it back to Minty Pixie Crown on Colossus Boulevard.
A magic potion? Excellent idea! I'll begin working on this list she gave us. I'll set up the cauldron for the potion here. Can you get the first ingredient? It's called stinkweed. You can find that growing right here in Colossus Boulevard. Go gather some for me. stinkweed really does stink. I know I've lost my appetite. That's all I need. I'll brew the potion now. Here's the first batch of potion, young wizard. Hopefully this will make the gobblers stop eating. While I'm making more, go beat some gobblers in combat and make them drink the stinkweed potion. All done? Excellent. Let's see if the potion had any effect. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the potion didn't quite work. I don't want to bother the headmaster. I know. The Gobbler King lives in the large palace at the very end of the street. Maybe we can reason with him. I'll try to brew a stronger potion. See if you can make a deal with the Gobbler King to stop eating and leave the city.
You'll have to get past me if you want to see the king. In the first world, the children of Lady Nightstar, the grandmother Raven, battled constantly. Titans they were, embodiments of ice, fire, and storm. Their conflict shook the world, but by the time of the Spiral, only their offspring remained. Giants were the descendants of the Ice Titan, who used his power to create frost castles from frozen clouds. Like their ancestor, they battled the dragons on the ground until the wars decimated both races. The giants retreated to the world now known as Grizzleheim, where the few who still remain rule the frigid realm of Wintertusk. A tiny wizard. Hello, tiny wizard. Have you come to surrender your city? You want us to leave? Oh no! No! My people love it here. We shall call this city New Gobblerton. If you prove to be good servants, perhaps we shall let the tiny wizard stay in New Gobblerton. Here is my royal decree.
You pick up the royal decree to take back to Mindy Pixie Crown.
The Gobbler King wants us to surrender Wizard City? Big problem! Big problem! I can't believe the Gobblers are trying to claim Wizard City. We need to tell Headmaster Ambrose. Take the Gobbler King's royal decree to Headmaster Ambrose. See what he thinks we should do.
Well, tarnation, you found them all! I'll find a good home for them, don't you worry. Here's a little reward for helping me out. You more than deserve it for all your assistance. Look me up if you ever wandered the Spiral.
What? This decree doesn't even make sense. It's just pictures of ice cream and chickens drawn in crayon.
Headmaster Ambrose shakes his head sadly.
The gobblers may be a larger problem than we realized. I hate to ask, but you need to go duel some of them to test their strength. Good. Now that we know how strong the gobblers are, I have a plan. Please deliver this letter to Mindy Pixie Crown for me. Your hard work will pay off, I promise.
Headmaster Ambrose hands you an official-looking document. Mindy Pixie Crown reads the official-looking document.
I think this plan will work. This plan calls for challenging the Gobbler King's two closest advisors, Baron Greebly and Baron Rotunda. Dueling isn't my strength, so you're the only one who can do this, young wizard. They're each hiding out in towers, one at each end of the street. Defeat them and see what the Gobbler King has to say then.
Is it time for dinner yet? You look like you'd make a good stew. Get over here. You've come to take away my treats? I can't allow that. To battle! Ah, the little wizard is back. Are you ready to surrender now?
You tell the Gobbler King about your battles with Barons Greebly and Rotunda.
What? You defeated them? I find that hard to believe. I'll have to send someone to find out if what you say is true or not.
Just as the Gobbler King is getting ready to call, a messenger breaks into the room.
Sir, the two barons have been defeated by a student wizard. What shall we do?
Oh dear. What you said is true. Then that means New Gobblerton, Wizard City, is yours. Spare me and my people, wizard. We mean you no harm. I ask that we are allowed to stay here. Our old home was filled with witches, and we are too scared to go back. I promise we will not eat so much. You have my word.
Amazing, young wizard! You have brought peace with the gobblers! You've done a great job! Be sure to tell Headmaster Ambrose what the Gobbler King said. Now I can get back to my project.
My plan worked. Oh, that's excellent news.
You tell Headmaster Ambrose what the Gobbler King said about their home world.
My. I certainly don't want to force them to go back to a world where they aren't welcome. Very well. We will let them stay on Colossus Boulevard. It appears we have new neighbors.
Young wizard, I have exciting news for you about gardening. Could you visit me in my classroom at Ravenwood?
Coming along quite well, I see.
how about you come to the school? I have something I need your help with.
Wizard, the Ravenwood professors tell me you're a prime candidate to learn about monstrology. Meet me in Ravenwood whenever possible.
Come see me at the Storm Mill on Triton Avenue.
Hello, young wizard. You should come see me in Ravenwood. I think you're going to want to hear what I have to say.
Aha! Ready to start already? Great attitude! I believe we should start with a demonstration! Go to the Golem Tower and collect a used power core from the Iron Golem there. Bring it back to me, and I will show you the power of lightning!
Help you? Oh, yes, of course. You're the one I was told about. I'm Principal Monstrologist, Gelderberg. Thanks for coming. Headmaster Ambrose is allowing me to recruit talented and studious young wizards for an exciting new elective program, Monstrology. It's an ancient practice from my home world, Albion, and I've come to share monstrology throughout the spiral. So let's get started. The motto of monstrology is Know Thine Enemy. You'll learn to profile your enemy, extract their strengths, and use them to your benefit. We use special monstrological extract spells to enchant damage spells, which can then capture an enemy's very essence, or animus. An enchanted spell that deals damage will result in extraction of one animus, plus an additional animus is extracted with a defeating hit. Now pay attention here, because this is very important. To formally collect the animus you've extracted, you must win the duel. Once you've successfully collected an enemy's animus, their profile is added to your monstrology tome, so you can reference them at any time. There's much more to monstrology than that, of course, but I find 'tis easier to do than to listen. It's high time for some fieldwork. Take this extract undead animus spell and use it to capture the animus of any undead enemy you'd like to profile. Well, almost any. Since you're new to monstrology, you'll want to tussle with a low-level enemy to maximize your chances of animus extraction. Start with the Lost Souls on Unicorn Way. Extract one Lost Soul animus, then return here, and we'll wrap up your introduction to monstrology.
As the professor of life magic, it falls to me to tell you about a wonderful new activity available to students. I speak of gardening. Students at Ravenwood can plant and grow amazing plants in their dormitory rooms or castles. Wizards of all schools can garden, so my hope is that every student will learn the joy of shepherding new life. There is so much to learn about gardening, and I know just the person to teach you. Seek out Farley in Gollum Court. He will explain the basics of gardening to you.
Aha! You've seen the signs, haven't you? Why, signs of the end of the spiral, of course! Peculiarities, instances of pure impossibility! You may not have seen them yet, but you will! The Gravulum Order has detected increasing numbers of Pecrons all across the spiral. Pecrons? Why, they're invisible micro-magic particles that exist and don't exist at the same time. In concentration, they create peculiarities. That's the theory, at least. The Gravulum Order is dedicated to investigating this frightening trend, and we need your help. Take this Gravulum badge and get a reading from the Gobblers on Colossus Boulevard. Do this, and we might even invite you into the Order.
You wish to explore new worlds? Heed my words. All the worlds of the spiral are connected through world doors, which are unlocked by spiral keys. The keys the headmaster gave you will allow you to travel to the desert world of Crocotopia and back here to Wizard City. Throughout your adventures, you will discover new keys and new worlds and wondrous things and terrible dangers. I chose you for a reason, and while my mind is fogged and my memories vague, I trust my past judgment. You are destined for great things. Yours will be an incredible journey, young wizard. Now it is time for you to take the first step.